If you travel to Eureka Springs, Arkansas, high up on top of Crescent Hill, you'll find the Crescent Hotel, built in the 1880s, the most haunted hotel in America. It was once the Crescent College for Women back in its former glory days. And this dining room right here is an area that I've never seen the door open on. But you can come to this hotel, walk around, explore. They're very open-minded here. You can go anywhere just as long as you're not tearing anything up. Step through the history of this hotel as you go through it. You can feel the history as just going through this old dining room right here and the beautiful scenery surrounding where this is. It's not too far outside the Ozark Hills here in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. As you start going down the stairs though, from the 4th floor, there used to be a 5th floor, but it got burnt down and it was destroyed in a fire. As you continue down the stairs though, you can just feel these stairs creaking underneath your feet. All the old artwork on the walls, it really adds to it. All the reflective surfaces from the elevators to the mirrors. As you guys see, as we transcend the floors in this hotel, there's a lot of mirrors. And because it is one of the most haunted hotels in America, you'll also notice that spirits like reflecting off of things. They really love shiny surfaces. So this is one area here, guys, that if you're into the paranormal at all, come check out the Crescent Hotel. I mean, just the history of this place. Even if you're not into the paranormal, it's just a beautiful work of art. It was built for $224,000 back when it was first built. About $8 million in today's money. Back in the late 1800s, whenever it was built. Let that sink in for a second. Back then, that was a lot of money. They do ghost tours here. You can go tour the Crescent Hotel, and you can go down in the morgue and do everything, and then it's an investigation tour. So they go through that. They take you through the entire history of the Crescent Hotel, and just things that you really, if you're a history person at all, you would love here at the Crescent Hotel. I mean, just look at these beautiful pieces of artwork here, though. I mean, the artwork on these walls is breathtaking. Back when they used to actually add color to everything. And here, as you can see, these old fire hoses are all over the place. You guys should see these fire escapes. As we go down these halls, though, you'll see the fire escapes as the halls end, and the suites are at the end of the rooms here. And there's just all kinds of things. There's also a lot of old passageways and windows and things that have been sealed off and kind of just lost in time there. It was once a cancer hospital, a fraudulent cancer hospital at that, ran by a quack doctor named Norman Baker. And he was a guy that claimed he had a cure for cancer, and he did not. But karma gave it back to him whenever he ended up dying of cancer in his last days. This is one of these ladders here, though, guys. Think about this, how high up we are here being on this floor. I'm going to crawl down this ladder. If you got bad knees or something, then you definitely got to be careful with this. That's what I was telling Mom a while ago whenever we were here, because my mom had never been to the Crescent Hotel, and I've been here several times, and she just wanted to check it out, so we ended up going to Eureka and checking it out. We'll be back at some point to do the paranormal tour. She's very much into artwork and everything, so we thought we'd just go check it. But just look at the railing, guys, just the architecture behind all this, and it's definitely different. They use very bland colors these days, but if you look and see everything around every corner, every piece of architecture, the rooms, the old wood doors, the rooms are still open with skeleton keys. I mean, a lot of kids these days wouldn't even know what a skeleton key is. But as you go down the hallways, You can just feel the eerie presence. Last time that we were here was Halloween night, and there was something eerie that came over us whenever we were here, and it's just crazy to think about. As you go down the halls, here's room 318. Once we go down another floor, room 218, which is Michael's room. And I'll tell you about Michael as we continue on our little trip here. Michael is forever 17 years old. He was one of the people building this hotel back when it was originally built, and I guess he was quite the ladies' man from what they say, and he actually fell and actually died in what is now room 218. So just 100 less than the room that you just saw right there. Here's one of the mirrors that we see right here. As you can see, there was nothing in this mirror, but spirits do like reflecting themselves off of shiny objects. So if you come in here, you'll see that there's a lot of shiny objects, and our reflections reflect of a lot of different things. That's why they say that you should never sleep with a mirror facing your bed at night. If you ever heard that. And there's another mirror. And here's the suites right here, 3,500 and 3,600. And these suites are very nice. They're very expensive to stay in, but they are some of the nicest rooms in the entire hotel. Prices to stay at the Crescent do vary, so when you guys come here, be sure to check it out. And we're going to go down to the second floor now and go find Michael's room. As I go down here, I was telling Mom here what about the history of Michael, but like I'm telling you guys right now. And the Crescent Hotel, though, guys, I mean, it's just a breathtaking work of art. It's made out of stone on the outside. There's a lot of things. You got to be careful going down the stairs here, because the stairs are lopsided because it is extremely old and things are starting to give way. But it's still a very solid hotel. The railings are, but you do have to be careful. There was a gentleman who actually ended up falling over a railing on the 4th floor here several years back. So you do have to be extremely careful of these old hotels whenever you're here. It's not just the paranormal and the spirits in this hotel, but a lot of different things like that. You have to watch your footing. And here we are, room 218, Michael's room. Male guests have been known to be attacked in this room. There was one guy that actually stayed here that I've heard the story of several times, that they were actually staying here, and he went to the bathroom one night, and whenever he heard a man's voice talking, he looked out because he thought his wife was messing with him, and he looked outside. His wife was still sound asleep in bed. From that point on, it actually scared him so bad that he actually ended up using the restroom down at the hotel. If you take the tour, they will actually tell you that story along with many, many other stories, and take you by the adorer's room, who's a very good housekeeper. But, you know, you guys can go to the tour. I'll tell you more about that stuff. Here's another mirror right here. As you come up on this, there's a lot of mirrors. You don't see mirrors a lot anymore, but you do at the Crescent Hotel. A lot of these hallways just dead end, and you have more suites at the end of the room. You turn right there, 2,500 and 2,600, because we're now on the second floor. And they just continue to go down like that as you go down through the Crescent Hotel. There's a lot of paranormal history behind the Crescent Hotel. They do sell a book on it in the lobby, and just a lot of different things. So we're heading back now to the very first floor.